I'm gonna make another video on this when I get back inside using screenshots and everything. But I've been seeing the TikToks going around about how the sun is still in Virgo and it's supposed to be in Scorpio. And I'm thinking, well, the gospel in the stars goes from Virgo to Libra to Scorpio, because the Virgin, and then it transits through the scales, the price of sin is paid for, right? And then Scorpio, where Ophiuchus is crushing the head of Scorpio, but the stinger is right at the heel of Ophiuchus. The gospel's in the stars, and it goes in that order. But just going through it, I'm like, whoa, so many things are being revealed, because I'm thinking, here's one thing to keep in mind. A lot of times I love conspiracy just as the next person, but a lot of times what will happen is some people will put things out like unchecked, and then a lot of people will kind of just take it and run with it. And then someone's going to come out in a couple days and prove that, no, it's not true. The sun is always supposed to be in Virgo at this time. And then it's going to go through Libra and then through Scorpio. And then all of a sudden, everyone who made a video on that lose credibility. And that's what they want. They want truth tellers to lose credibility. So just definitely be careful when you're making these videos. And as I'm going through Stellarium, it's right at October 31st. This is what gets crazy. So right at October 31st, which is basically Sauron, Pleiades is directly overhead in Taurus, and Pleiades being the seven sisters. That's kind of the originations of Sauron. It's a cross quarter day, meaning it's right in between the equinox and solstice, a quarter, and every year. And then if you use the equilux as day one, every single day, March 17th will be the equilux, the day of equal parts. And Jesus says, are there not 12 hours in a day? Are there not 12 hours in a day when he goes to revive Lazarus from the dead? So there's only one day a year where the day of equal parts, and that's March 17th every year. March 17th every year. And if we take March 17th every year and chart it out, well, then every year, March 31st will be Heshvan 17. And just coincidentally, it aligns perfectly with the Hebrew calendar this year and even the lunar calendar. Like, all the calendars are syncing up perfectly this year, which is so odd when you think about what happened in 1582 with the Julian calendar to Gregorian calendar switch, and they eliminated 10 days from the October 4th to the 14th. So Halloween every year being Heshvan 17, the significance of that is when the flood started, and that's when Pleiades is directly overhead, like high in the sky. Pleiades, the seven sisters, or the seven churches. Oh, it's actually right there in my shirt. In the sun, the seven churches. Noah and his 7 family members on the ark. October 31st every year, if we use the equilux, not the equinox, but the equilux, the day of equal parts, every single year, Heshvan 17 lands on October 31st, which is the cross-quarter day, right in between the solstice and equinox, and Pleiades is high in the sky. That's probably the origins of Sauron. They're all pagan holidays, sun worship, but basically, God created the sun, moon, and stars for signs and seasons and appointed feasts, right? So same thing, like they took Christmas on December 25th, because that's the day after the winter solstice when the sun starts going back up again. This could be another reasoning why Sauron is on the 31st, because it's a cross-quarter day and you have the Pleiades high in the sky, and it being the day the floodwater starts, so the devil just steals everything. Steals every single date and twists it, perverts it. I believe when Jesus was conceived in 3 BC or 2 BC, it's real tricky there because of the 0, right? It goes from there's no 0, it just goes right to 1. So but that would have been December 25th, which would have been on that year the 4th day of Hanukkah, which is right in the center of Hanukkah, right? Which is the festival of lights. So if Jesus was conceived on the fourth day of Hanukkah, December 25th, well, in Jewish culture, they take the day of your conception as your birth date. Not the day you're born, but the day you're conceived. And it works out perfectly for Jesus to be born right at Feast of Trumpets and circumcised on the Day of Atonement. Or we could be a week off or 2 weeks off, and it'd be born on the first day of Tabernacles, circumcised the last day of Tabernacles. But it's right there in the fall, where of course the shepherds would have been tending their flock by night, right? That wouldn't have happened in the wintertime. Hey, it's happening. So anyway, there's a lot. I just want to go through the screenshots and show how, just according to the Stellarium map, every year at this time, the sun is right, October 31st is right there at Virgo, Libra, not Scorpio. So, and then I'm seeing other videos, people talking about, this is the fourth full moon this month. I'm like, it's not the fourth full moon this month. It's not. So a lot of times, a lot of this stuff comes out for people to lose credibility. So definitely make sure to do our research. I mean, I've been caught slipping a few times before too, and I've learned to kind of do a little bit more research before just posting something. Like not too long ago, I was talking about a second Tabernacles. I was totally wrong. There's not a second Tabernacles. There's a second Passover. I got a little excited there, but we learn, right? We learn. So just gotta keep that in mind. So quick recap: Samhain being a cross-quarter day, Pleiades, seven sisters high in the sky, October 31st every year. If we use the equilux as day one, as Nisan 1 or Abib 1, that puts Heshvan 17, the day the fountains of the deep break open and the firmament breaks open, right on Heshvan 17, October 31st every year. But then the thing is that the moon would be off. I like how the moon is perfect for the lunar Sabbath, because every first quarter, 7th day, every full moon, 14th day, every third quarter, 21st day, every crescent moon, 28th day. But then it goes dark and you wait, and then you see the first sliver again, and that'd be day one. But it's not every year that it aligns perfectly. Like this year, it aligns perfectly with the calendar, which is very interesting. And if it's a Jubilee, maybe it's only on a Jubilee. Oh, that could be it. Maybe every 50 years, we got to go through now. If it's every Jubilee where the lunar calendar is correlated perfectly with the Hebrew calendar, because it's a Jubilee. Most likely it's a Jubilee, right? Or it could be every Shemitah. Oh my gosh. And that's interesting. Seven sevens, 49 years, the 50th year being a Jubilee. Seven sisters, or seven churches, right? 7 churches. What if every Jubilee is when the calendars sync up again? That's how you know you're in a Jubilee year, when the moon lands perfectly on the Sabbath. Oh my gosh. I think that's it, y'all. I think that is the answer. Some of y'all get that. I know some of y'all are just getting hit big time with the Holy Spirit right now. That could be the answer we're looking for all these years. Why it doesn't match up every single year. Only on a Jubilee does it match up. Oh my gosh. That's not too hard to research. As long as we're going to trust all these apps online. It's not too hard to research. Just look up every 50 years and go through the months and check out the quarter moons, and then align it to the equilux and count the days. I mean, it's kind of a lot of work, but man, I'm rambling here, but that's a lot. That's what happens when you just ramble and you talk it out loud. What if that's what happens every Jubilee? That's when the calendars sync up. Wow. I bet that's true. It rings true. It just rings true.